Or maybe one of you need to stand in front of the mirror and say, okay, that coffee shop rent is too expensive. That is better. This is that. But I'm going to go through. I'm going to push through until I get this, because I know it is needed in my community and I can give it the life that it needs. But today we're going to talk about something called resilience. Resilience is that thing that you have to have no matter what. So welcome to How to Live a Fulfilled Life with Tessa-Marie. Now, when we look at our life and we start off and we have goal, dreams and desires and all those years of nurturing them and working on them, and I took a month off and I created this time and I put work into this. Even while I was on my trip, I still talked, and in my head I slept, I fell asleep with what I'm going to do with all positive thoughts. And today I am ready to go, and this thing came. This thing came and said, let me see what you're made of. This is what happened. This thing showed up today and said, okay, Tessa-Marie, you are going to show people, talk with people, help others navigate how to live a fulfilled life. But I am telling you, you will have to push through. Show me what you're made of. Show them what you're made of. Show them how you have to go through this. And the word is resilience. That wasn't the topic for today. But because I got a curveball, I have to try to hit that ball out of the park and get a home run for you. So because of that, here I am, resilience. I am all ready. And everything went down. Everything just crashed. I took off to say, let me go get the laptop to see if I can just do it from there. And on the way back, resilience. Show them how you really fought for life. Show them how you stood up when you thought you were going to fall down. Show them when something hits you in the face and you say, no. Because that is what made me who I am today. I don't know how to give up, number one. I do not give up. So remember I said I have 3 tips for you, and here you are. Here you are, waiting for me to tell you about these things. So the topic is resilience, but the tips within resilience is what we have to embrace. So living a fulfilled life doesn't mean that everything works out perfectly. The only thing that has to work out at its highest level is you doing your best. Not when the crowd is watching you, but when you're in together. When you take resilience as your goal, you invoke and you bring up something called integrity. So resilience is just the umbrella. Never giving up, continue to push through is the first one. The second one is your integrity. How are you functioning, Tessa-Marie, when no one is watching you? And what are you doing when others are watching you? And the last thing, the last tip is to do your best. So we're looking at resilience as our topic, pushing through. Your feet got tied, somebody stopped you, something happened, you got a cold when you supposed to go singing at church. You got a headache when you're supposed to be doing this. Something else happened. Electricity is gone and you're trying to cook dinner for 12. Everything is just going the other way. But you have a plan. You need to cook dinner. Where do you go though? So there's no electricity, but you have gas. Should you cook dinner on the barbecue? Yes, you can. But it will take some work, some determination to get there. You have built your shelter. My friend decided she is going to put this amazing thing on her deck. She put it up. She had help from the neighbor. They screwed it in. They did their best. And then the wind came. The wind. And the wind was shaking it. And she saw that. What did she do? Did she sit there and cry and say, oh my God, my cover, what, you know what those things you put, I forgot the name, is breaking, and stand at the door with her hand like this, looking at it, shaking in the wind. No, she didn't. She's 70-something years old, and she grabbed some rope, and she went out there by herself and tied it down, and it stayed together. So that was it. She did her best with the help of a friend, and the wind came and said, it's not good enough. I'm going to push you a little further. I want more from you. And she said, oh yeah? Is that all you've got? Well, see what I've got. I've got a rope here. I've got my strength. I have my focus. I have my determination. I'm going to tie this thing down because I bought it so I could enjoy it and keep the sun from my head in the summer. And she tied it down. That was the first thing she decided to do. You are not taking me down, she said to the wind. Like the system crashing this morning. It's not taking me down. I used it to tell you your system might crash. Like I said, you're all ready to prepare dinner and the electricity goes. What do? You get candles, right? So we are resilient already. But in resilience, one thing we have to know is whatever step you're taking is the best you can do now. The best you could do at 75 years old or 76, grab a rope and tie this not a pergola. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this thing, and got it steady. The wind subsided. She was up the next morning, and at 8 o'clock she was out there. It took the entire day with her neighbor to put it back together, but she did not give up. Because when you're going to do something, when you start something new, like I heard my friend Candice said she was going to get a tea shop or a coffee shop. I was aware I didn't quite get it. I need to ask her. There's going to be some things that she didn't expect to happen. There's going to be something that is going to show up. It might not be big. It might not be devastating, but it might be something she has to sit back and look at it and, like my friend, take the rope and go hold this canopy. It's not a canopy, it's better than that, whatever, together. And she had to do that. So that is resilience. Resilience is being able to stand there. So your first thing is to not let it take you. It's not let it take you down. Crawl on your knees with whatever you have left and do your best. The second thing I want you to practice is integrity. Integrity is showing up when no one is watching. Showing up when you're doing a live. Don't give up. You're doing a show. I'm doing this. And what? There's 7 of you here. But out of these 7 of you, if each of you give hope to one more person, that makes 14. And if the 14 of you give, and the 7 that you got, give to somebody else, then you have 21 people getting a lesson from 15 minutes of your time. Think about the effect. One person, you look at the chain around your neck, it takes one link to go to the other link. Without the other link, you hooking on to each link, there is no chain. Your integrity is when you are standing and you're doing something. When my friend went out to tie it down, nobody was watching. It was just she against the wind. And she gave the wind her best. And the wind said, okay, you're going to fight me? Okay, I'm going back. The wind withdrew because she pushed. And that is what integrity is. But you know the core of doing it all, when this life throws you a curveball, when something happened you didn't expect to happen, you know what it is you can use again? Are those words, I will give it all I've got. I'm going to do my best. At the end of the time with my friend and that stuff that she had put there, and she paid the money and worked on it and all of that, that next day she was exhausted. Every nerve and sinew in her body was taxed. It was taxed because she had to do it. So she knew she did her best. She said to me, Tess, I did my best. It was not going to fail me. it was not going to stop me. I just did my best. And that is what I want you guys to remember. You have to make sure you do not let that thing that is tying your feet down hold you back. You find a way. You decide it is not working. What do I do? I cannot cook in the kitchen, but I can cook on the barbecue. I cannot cook on the barbecue, but I can cook with 3 stones and some wood and a pot, and I can feed my family dinner. Because resilience is going through what it is you've got to do to get to where you have to go. That is it. The obstacles are there because that's their job to be there. Your job is to find a way to go around each and every one of them. That's your job. That's our job. And the second part of it is integrity. Do it well. Do it great. Even if you have one person not watching, even if you're doing it alone, like many times when we started that journey, Yuko and I, each of us would be doing a live and it would be nobody but us and the camera. Did we stop? No, we didn't. But today, we have 8 of you here. 8 of you. How do you feel? Knowing we went from 0 to 8, that is progress. That is resilience. That is doing the best. So you see, we come to doing your best. We must do our best. And when we know we have done our best, there isn't anything left to do. When somebody takes you down and the person says to you, that's all you could do, you can look over your shoulder at them and say, yeah, I did my best. And nothing else. You do not have to justify how you did your best. You raise children, people. You have situations at work. You have family. And somebody is mad, they're angry. And they criticize what you've done. Maybe all you're doing is following the rules that were set for you. And at the end of it, you have to have the audacity to say, I didn't do it in the way they wanted to do it. I did it my way. I did my best. I showed up. When there was no one watching me, I tied down that canopy. When no one was watching me, I fought the wind. When no one was watching me, I spent 8 to 12 hours putting it back together again. And at the end of it, I had one thing to say: I did my best. And that day did not take me down. That day kept me alive. So when you are facing something new and you're attempting to do something new, realize, like Marina said, resilience is also what support you have available to you and asking for help if you have it. But when the canopy was falling at 10 o'clock at night, there was no help at herself. She grabbed the rope and she stepped up. And she got the help the next day, Marina, and the neighbor came and they worked for 8 to 12 hours on this thing and got it done. And that's resilience. I had no choice this morning. That is not my topic, guys. But somebody out there, one of you or none of you, or you will find somebody that you will tell them about resilience to fight through. Or maybe one of you need to stand in front of the mirror and say, okay, that coffee shop rent is too expensive. That is better. This is that. But I'm going to go through. I'm going to push through until I get this, because I know it is needed in my community and I can give it the life that it needs. Resilience. So let us take what we've learned today. And as I said, we have a chain. 8 of you, maximum was 8 today. But each of you can influence one person that comes to you, Marina, and all of you that are on TikTok and Instagram, and you're passing through and you're running through it. Great. When you get to be 80, guys, that's when you have to run. When you get to be 80 years old, that's why you have to run. And that's why I am teaching you how to live a fulfilled life. Because you keep asking me that. is facing all of the things that have come in your way. Life is not going to be all peaches and cream. There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be naysayers. There are going to be critics. There are going to be those that hold you back purposely. If they could find a rope to tie your feet and tie your hands and cover your face and choke you to death, they would. But you have to bite through the rope. Claw your eye out, because you have to do what you must do. Have a wonderful and amazing day. If you're looking for someone to be a speaker at any of your events that you're planning, get in touch with me. My email address is right here, and you can contact me, and I would love to give you more about making life choices to you or any of the topic on living a fulfilled life.